You did with your hands. Just have them just fucking flopping around like wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Cause I can do it. I can do it. I got the know-how. I have the meme know-how to make that happen. New project. All right. So we did everything yesterday. We cut the image up. We're in After Effects. We're going to start a new file. And we're going to build all this out of the Photoshop file we made. And we did all this last night. I'll bump those files into the next one. Let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. So let's grab our Osiris Chibi animation. There we go. Already cut apart. We got 25 moving parts. Almost 2 a.m. here. Have a good stream. Had a good stream. Were you streaming, or are you telling me to have a good stream? Either one. All right, let's merge this into footage. All right. Now let's go ahead and open up. We got about 27 pieces, moving parts and pieces. So first of all, go to your comp settings, and we're going to trim this duration down to about 5 seconds. And you think 5 seconds isn't a long time, but in the animation time, it's a lifetime. So, oh, you were just streaming? What were you streaming, Fana? I'm recording a tutorial, but it's going to be like a Q&A kind of thing, so I'll be doing this at the same time. Let's go ahead and we'll keep that layer there. But let's go ahead and make a new null object at the very top. You guys are like, what is a null object for? I guess I want to show you what a null object is for. So what we're doing is taking all of our pieces and parts. I'm going to click the bottom layer, which is going to be where the shadow stops, all up to the head. We're going to grab our parent and link pick whip, and just whip it to the null layer. And we do that because we can grab our null and we can move the entire object around now as one piece. So all those pieces and parts are linked to that one object now. And that's handy for this reason. Let's one, we can move it around, but let's center it. Let's look about third. There we go. Let's go to transform. I'm gonna do a little drop down menus here. So drop down, transform. Make sure your little marker here is set to 0. And we're going to click our stopwatches on position and scale. Position and scale. That should be good. Motherfucker. I'm surprised. Playing this much for the host. What up, Dan? Minecraft, been ages since I played it. Ooh. What up, Blender Blizza? Alright, so we whipped our position and our scale. And let's go to about 2.5 seconds. Let's just move our character down. So let's go to our null layer and just move it down. And then go back to our last layer, and I'm going to copy the first stopwatch frame. So Command C or Control C, and then pull our little stopwatch there to the very end and drop it down. I'm going to hit Command V or Control V, which is paste. And the reason we do that is this. you want that first frame to match the last frame in every way possible. So now we got a very, very basic animation there. Very, very basic. Hey, what up, Inca? We're doing a little Q&A tutorial time. Drinking coffee and making stuff. What up, Milos? Pretty good. Doing better today. Alright, now that we've got our 3 keyframes here, let's go to our scale one, and let's go to that 2.5 second mark, and let's just make our scale of the entire image on this null layer. Let's kick it up about, let's do 105%. Let's kick it up to just 5%. And go to our first layer again. I'm going to copy the first keyframe, move to the 5 second mark, and paste. So now we get something like this. Cache preview needs 2 or more frames to playback. I hope so. Oh, okay, I think I did something. Here we go. Made a mistake on that. Here we go. Now I think I'm going to reverse these frames actually. So instead of having it go down at the very beginning, let's take the middle frame, delete that, move our, well actually let's not delete it, it's Control Z, or Command Z and Command Z. Let's just take our first keyframe and swap with our middle keyframe. And we'll move that middle keyframe back to here. So here we go. Now let's take our last keyframe and delete. Let's go back to our new first keyframe, which is the one where it's all the way down. I'm going to select that, copy, and paste. So now what we've done is we've made it start from the bottom, go up, and come back down. So on the first one, when it's at the very base, it's at 100% size. As it gets to 2.5, it gets a little bit bigger as it's growing in size, so it's getting like a little bit more it's showing a little bit more depth and size as it gets larger or moves up in the air. As it's actually coming towards a little bit, so take a look at that. It's very, very subtle that it's growing, so it's 100% to 105%. It's very subtle, you can't really tell that much, but it gives it the illusion of more motion. Can you have the shadow adjust as it goes up and down? We're getting to that part for sure. Faux show. That's part number 2. Thank you, Inca, for the question. So now that we got all this linked up, and you know at the very base, the shadow's going to be the largest, and the very middle, the shadow's going to be the smallest, right? So let's go down to our shadow layer, which is right here. Here we go. That's our shadow layer. I'm going to click our drop-down menu, click Transform, and we're going to go to Scale, and going to keyframe scale. So we're going to just hit the keyframe stopwatch on scale. And right now it's at about 100. It's at the max size. I actually put it in the piece. Now I think this is the size of the shadow I want to have it at when it's at the very height. So let's go to 2.5. Let's move that frame, that keyframe to the middle. Okay, let's go back to our very beginning. And there's a little linking chain that keeps it 100% for the scaling the same size top to bottom. Unclick that scale, and then just play with the first number. That gives you the width. The second number gives you the height. But we're going to play just the width right now. I'm going to make that much wider. Let's go 140%. Let's copy that. Go to the last frame of 5. Paste. And let's see how that looks. Animation, but not time trying to too much as once at the moment. So there we got a very, very basic animation now. And we've only tweaked 3 settings. We've adjusted the size, going up and down for all the motions, and adjusting the shadow. So since we've done that, I'm going to give you a little pro tip here. Select all the keyframes from what we just did right here. Right click or control keyframe assistant and go to easy ease. On your keyboard you can hit F9, but I have my keyboard rewired for a lot of other different stuff, so go over to easy ease and then go to your shadow layer and select all the keyframes again. You can hit F9 or right click or control click easy ease. This is going to smooth out the animation so it doesn't look so herky-jerky in the way up and down. So let's go back to our first frame, hit play. Now we have a much smoother animation, right? Puppet warp. This is a good way to just take a sprite and just kind of play with it any way you want to. And we haven't even animated any of the arms or anything. We've done nothing to it, basically. We kept this very simple so far. Now, when we start moving the parts and pieces, this is where it's going to get a little bit complicated, but I'm going to go through it very slowly so we're all on the same page. So let's go back to our keyframe, our first one. And the first one we're going to manipulate is the head. Actually, let's do this. Since I've made a layer for the eyes, the eyebrows, the eyes. Okay, so we have a few layers here. So what we're going to do now is make a new null layer, a new null object above our head layer. And since I whipped these all to the first one, let's go ahead and see which one's where the head stops at. That's our eye. Okay, there's our head. So these layers, all these 6 layers here, are all just for the head, the eyes, and the eyebrows. Let's whip that to null 2. And we're going to take our null 2 layer and whip it to null 1. And this shouldn't change the animation whatsoever. So let's go ahead and check it and play. Everything's still in the same place, but we just move those head motions to the first from that null 2 and whipped it to null 1. Again, if you're a patron, you'll have this file to go over and look at all the intricacies and what I went over step by step. Let's go play through one more time. All right. Now, we can't have the open eyes, the closed eyes all open at the same time. So let's just take this step by step here. Let's go ahead and move into the face. Grab the hand tool up here. I'm going to just move this down a little bit. This doesn't like move the puppet around, this moves the entire canvas. So I'm grabbing the hand so we can just focus on the face here. Let's look at it about half, about half clarity. And switch back to your pointer, your selection tool. You're going to look at your first 2 top layers, which are going to be the blinks, and we're going to just take those 2. We're going to select both those layers and just pull them back to a shorter distance. I'm going to have it blink maybe 1 or 2 times, but I'm going to start with open eyes first. And then about the 1 second mark, we'll do our blinks. Now we got to coordinate these with the eyes, though. And here's the secret to getting a good blink with just your eyes. So at this point where the eyes go to close, we've got to grab our, that's eyebrow. That's an eye, that's an eyebrow, and that's an eye. Okay. So let's move our eyebrow above that one, and we'll keep our eyes in the same layer. So the eyebrows are above. All right. So at the very beginning, the eyes are open. Let's open up the transform. And let's grab the pan behind anchor point tool, which is Y on the keyboard. And you see the anchor point is down here. It's way down the center of the object. You're going to move that up to the very center of the eye. I'll show you why in one moment. Open up your transform. And then you're going to go and click the scale. We're still on the 0 frame. You're going to keep it at 100%. But we're going to turn off that linking again, that linking chain. And we're going to move all the way up to that one point right where the blink happens. Now you see where the blink lines are at? They kind of like start in right about there. Let's grab our anchor point again and move it down to where that blink starts at. Alright. Let's grab our eye keyframe and bring it over a little bit before it goes to the actual blink, and we're going to scale our eye down to 0. So just type in 0. And you see how it went perfectly down into that anchor point. If you go to the other eye, open that up and do the exact same thing without moving the pan behind or moving without moving the anchor point. This is what happens. You see that? It's moving, it's scaling down on a weird angle all the way down there. That's what you don't want. This is where a lot of frustration comes at. Like, why can't I blink the stupid eye? That's why you can't blink the eye, because it's anchoring at a point in the very center of the piece. Thanks, Dean. Name your layers in your Photoshop or Illustrator files. You can do that too. Don't be like Khan, be like Beerly. Where we're at? Okay. Okay, we got the eye closed there. So let's take a look at how that looks with a quick playthrough. 100, and it blinks down. And that's pretty. It's pretty smooth. Let's see it again. I think it's acceptable amount for it to blink, the blink speed. Now let's go to our other eye. I'm going to grab the pan behind tool, and now we're going to match it up with the other side. So I'm going to take that point and move it up to the very base of the eye. You can even just put it a little bit below if you want to. It might help. Let's go to our top eye. Let's move that down a little bit. Alright, let's keyframe our scale. Let's move it and match it to the first blink. So we are going to match up that line right here and line it up with the first one. So it's at 100% right there. And we're going to move to the blink, the closed portion. I'm just going to type in 0 into the second set of numbers. And that'll close it. To play the searching game with layers. I love playing the searching game though. Keeps me on my toes. Now you see right there we got our blink all set up, and then right there you see the eyes, the blinks disappear. That still might be too long for the eyes to be closed. Right there. That's when those closed eyes happen right there. I got those set up to happen right above. So if you look at these two layers right here, those two small objects right here, we got them those are our closed eye animations. Now those aren't going to move really, but we're going to even shorten them a little bit more because they seem a little bit too long. So let's cut it back a little bit more. Let's play. Blink. And then let's add a Let's reverse our open eyes. So let's grab our first frame where it's closed. I'm going to hit the copy and hit paste. And then we're going to grab our open, which is the very first frame in our eye, copy. I'm going to move it over, give a little bit of space, and paste. I'm going to try to match those frames. So go back to your first one. Now on our other eye and grab the close, which is going to be the 0, copy, paste. Then go back to the first frame in that section. I'm going to copy and then move it over, match the top layer and paste. So now we should have one blink and the eye should open back up. Let's go back and play. We'll loop for a second. And that still seems a little bit long for an eye to be closed. And this is where you gotta like learn how to start playing with it more and more and more. Because when you blink, you don't blink that long unless there's something flying into your eye. So let's go back to our blink animations and let's just shorten them a little bit more. Let's go about half that. And now we've done that, we gotta actually go and pull our 2 sets of keyframes back to that point as well. You see I stopped it, our time marker right about there. Let's drag it back and line it up with that time marker. Let's go back to the beginning and play. Much more smooth. Much more smooth. Now, I'm going to take all our keyframes here. I'm going to copy. Not copy, sorry. We're going to easy ease all those frames, and let's see how that looks with a little bit smoother animation. Much better. I think the opening could be a little bit faster though. So let's grab our last frame in those 2 sections. It's kind of, you can select both at the same time. Just click one, hold down, shift click the other one. Let's move it back just another frame. Let's play. Much smoother. Is that for YT guys? Nope, this is just for you guys. I'm just demonstrating how I make these animations. But this is going to be, I'm going to produce this for, I'm going to put this on YouTube when we're done. Hi YouTube. Alright. As we got the animation down, we can also just grab these exact same portions we've already done. We can copy this one and move it down further down to our 4 second and add 2 blinks. Paste. And we can speed up the second blink if you want to. Let's grab the other eye, copy, paste. And we can add 2 at the same time. So copy paste and copy paste. So now we should get 2 blinks, even though I haven't added the actual close animation for those frames. Let's just see how it looks. Alright. I think it looks a little bit choppy. Looks a little choppy. So let's move these over a little bit more. Get those lined up as well as we can. Now, I think the eyes are, they're closed a little bit. And they're okay. Let's look through the animation one more time. A lot of it's just like kind of feeling out how things look as you go. Alright, let's grab these 2 and let's kind of just pull them together a little bit tighter so they kind of go much faster than the second 2 blinks. And let's see how that feels. Hey, what up, CMXR? Long time no see. I'm doing pretty good, bro. How you doing? That looks much better. The speed on that is much better than the second two blinks. Alright, now that we have the speed in there, let's go ahead and grab our two blinks. Those are closed eyes. I'm going to copy and paste those. I'm going to move those down. So we actually nail that in between. So we've got these two layers selected. Let's shrink that down even more. And let's see if we can get that nailed in. Right. Closed. Oh, you know what? When you copy and paste new layers, I'm going to tell you guys something. You see when I copy and pasted, the eyes were out of sync with the rest of the body? This is why. When you start to make new layers like that, you see I was like out of sync now? What we're going to do is go to we're going to take those two first markers. I'm going to bring it down to the very first second. And we're going to whip those to our null 1, which is our head controller. Yes, we can just go ahead and rename that as head. So we'll rename that to head. And we will name our first null to body. So let's go ahead and rename body. Okay. Now that should be in the right place now. Oh, it's a little bit low still. Let's move it up. It won't take too much. Yeah, right there. Let's move those down, those two layers down. You see it's back in sync now with the rest of the piece. Now, where our blinks go? Where did our blinks go? Oh, I went too far back. I erased the blinks. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. We'll just redo the blinks. We know that we had them right about there. Let's shrink those blinks down. Oh, no, I didn't erase them. I just made the transition too large. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. I forgot I expanded the view a little bit. Let's keep moving down. There are our blinks at. There they are. Alright. So right in there is our sweet spot. And what we're going to do is just kind of, we're going to turn the opacity off and on for these. Make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So right there. Let's just have the opacity at 100. And then right there, we'll turn the opacity Let's go ahead and grab, okay, there are two layers. All right, let's grab these and move them down a little bit. We'll keep them at 100, and then when the eyes close, or they open back up, right there, okay. So you go from 100, and then right there we'll turn it back down to 0. Open, and then they're at 0, and then we'll grab those two, copy for 0, and oops, Let's grab the keyframes. Copy. And then we'll paste. Why is it doing that? T-Rect, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. And helping to keep the coffee hot. Keeping me doused in the finest beard balm money can buy. And keeping lights on. Well, you gotta copy the keyframes one at a time, I guess. I thought you could do both, but you can't. And then right when it closes, we're gonna turn it right back to 100. Let's go ahead and grab our 100 frames. Copy. Paste. Jeez. Grab one copy frame and copy and paste. Why are you doing that? Here we go. And we'll go down to our bottom one. Grab the first one, which is the 100. Copy, paste. And then right when the eyes open up, right there, we'll drop it back down to 0.
God damn it! This is a raid! I can't see, you can't see. So what? All it matters is can the fucking horse see. That's a raid!
What up, Minecraft? I'm doing good myself, thanks for asking. Sorry, I've been in the middle of explaining a lot of things. What up, Zap? What up, Joe? Shoofy-san. What up, Shoof? We're doing a little bit of recording. We're doing a little recording. Right there, we turned it down to 0. We're doing a live animation tutorial. Hope you're having a good morning. Usually alert can work, or I have past videos up, so it's about time I tribute to the coffee. Also, Emotus top tier. Thanks, T-Rect. I truly appreciate it. Thanks so much for the support. Really means a lot. Hope you and your family's doing well. Teach me the After Effects. Let's do it. We're going to put this whole thing on YouTube, but right now we're at the very beginning. We're working on the eyes right now. Hairfoot. Welcome to the Horde Coffee Hot Beard Epic Sketchy. So right now we've just done the eyes, and it's at a pretty smooth. Jody, and I would like to follow along with the animation for sure. You got any questions? Let me know. You got any questions? You let me know. Well, let's move out a little bit. Let's back up. Let's move our animation up so we can take a look at it from the very beginning. Shufi, how was your stream? What were you up to today? All right, now we've got eye movement. We got like a little bit of blinking. Now the eyes are moving. We did separate the eyebrows, because when your eyes move, your eyebrows move too. And they can furrow a little bit. So let's go to our eyebrows. And once you become accustomed to After Effects and all the little tools, it's going to become a lot easier to go ahead and toy with the pieces and parts. If you want to go ahead and rename all these parts, you can. Let's go ahead and if people open this file up, let's go ahead and just start naming some of these parts. That's our eyebrow. Which eyebrow was that? That's the right eyebrow. Eyebrow right. And then we'll rename eyebrow left. All right. Now, I'm looking at the right eyebrow. I'm going to go ahead and grab the anchor point tool, and I'm going to move it up. And grab it at the very base of the eyebrow right there. At the very corner of it. So let's zoom back into the face a little bit. Let's drag our composition down so we can actually look at the head. Or just the head. Let's go to our left eyebrow and do the exact same thing. Grab your left eyebrow. Oh, I gotta go down though. I can't see. There we go. Grab the anchor point and move to the very corner of the eyebrow. About the corner. Trying to also make blinking animations, so this would be super helpful to you. For sure. Do you know of any easy way to apply squash and stretch for cartoony characters? Easy way? Just mess with the scaling. You can also like download a couple animation like presets from like Animation Composer or Juice Factory that you can apply to a layer. Nope, you didn't miss anything. Well, I mean, if you missed anything, it'd be recorded anyway. Alright, now that we got those two anchor points moved, let's go ahead and go to our first layer, our first frame. Let's open up our drop downs for the right and left. Open up transform for both. And we're going to keyframe the rotation. Like, what is the rotation going to do? So if you go to the rotation to kind of play with the way they move, you see it's rotating on that anchor point. That's what we want right there. Let's set it back to 0. Let's grab both our keyframes and let's go to our first blink, which happens right there. So let's move those keyframes so they're in the same position. And right as the eyes close, move back a little bit more. Let's move back a little bit more. There we go. So eye open, and then as they move down, I'm going to pull the eyebrows down a bit. I'm going to rotate the right one down a little bit, and I'm going to rotate down the left one a little bit, but in the opposite direction. Pretty self-explanatory. And then we're going to take that first frame where we started at, we're going to copy and move to the next few frames up to where it opens back up. Right there. At the very opening, right there, let's paste. Same for the other eyebrow, copy, paste. Now, let's take a look at it. You see that quick little move down? It's very subtle. That's kind of what you want. You don't want too much animation in that. I might want to move my right eyebrow down like a titch or two. And move down just a little bit. And move down the left eyebrow just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's take a look at that again. Alright, there we go. Looks nice and clean. Now, since we've done those keyframes, let's grab those and select all 6 keyframes. You hit F9 on your keyboard, but I gotta hit right click, which is control click. Easy ease, and we'll smooth out the animation a little bit. Let's go ahead and play it through again. See, it's very, very subtle. Very subtle movement. I'm gonna do this exact same animation for the next 2 eyes. Next 2 blinks, I mean. So let's copy our right eyebrow keyframes and move down to our next set of blinks, which is right about there. Now I sped these blinks up so they wouldn't be a carbon copy of the first blink. Sometimes you blink one time, then you hit a double blink. So looking at eyes, the way they move is going to help out a lot. Moves much faster, so let's grab that middle frame. Bugs Bunny Million. Welcome to Horde Coffee Hot. Beard Epic. Sketchy. And then let's move that first one. Let's match it up a little bit more. There we go. So it matches the animation. There we go. And it does a second blink down here. So let's copy those frames as well. Copy paste. Alright, so now our right eyebrow should be pretty smooth. Now let's go to our left eyebrow and copy those keyframes. Copy. Move down to our second set of blinks. And this part is easy because we're just matching up the top and bottom. So go to our keyframe. We'll move that second frame over. Go to our third frame. And the set, move that one over. We'll copy all three. Go to the top matching one and paste. There we go. Yes, I'm still listening. Go back and let's look at that left and right. Ease is such a great integrated tool. Yeah, it is. Easy Ease. Ice Cubes and DOCs. The Snoop D-O double G's. Same group said fuck the police. It's a true story right there. And we've only just like done very small things. What pulls an animation together is a bunch of small movements integrated to a larger piece. Again, we've barely done anything yet, and this is what we got already. Now, since we've come to our parts here with the eyebrows, let's close these drop downs here for the eyebrows. Let's go ahead and rename some of these layers here. Which one is this? Okay, that's the... Although these are all blinks. So we just name these all to blink. And this one is the right eye. So we'll rename that to eye right. And eye left respectively. Now this no layer named head, I connected all those pieces and parts to the no layer of the head. And what we're going to do now is do a little bit of playing with the way the head is set up on the torso. So let's open up our drop down for the null for the head. This is our null object. And we're going to keyframe the scale, rotation, and position. And what we're going to do now is just kind of move those first frames in about, let's move it in about a second. Let's move it in about, maybe a little bit before a second. And let's move it into about a quarter of a second. And let's just play with the rotation a little bit. You see where our anchor point is at? Is in a weird spot on his chin. Let's go ahead and grab our anchor point tool and move it to the very base of his neck. So it should rotate at his neck instead of like on his chin. So let's go ahead and start with the rotation again. It's a little bit floppy. See, it's in a weird spot there too. Next, they'll move that way, or they shouldn't anyway. Let's move to the very base where the neck should swivel at. Let's try that. Oops. Okay. Let's move it up and try the rotation again. It's a little bit better, but you see it's like it's kind of weird right there. It's in a wonky spot. That means you need to put it up a little bit higher. Let's try the rotation again. It's much better. I mean, you don't want to flop the head back completely, but this gives it a little bit more motion right there. That's kind of where you want to turn at. It takes a little bit to find out where you want it to be at too. Okay. Now let's rotate it a little bit down. And then when we hit peak animation at the very top at the 2.5 mark, I kind of want that to swing back a little bit as if he's calling down the lightning right about there. So this is where we're going to do our big power up right about there. Now let's go ahead back here and let's keyframe position. And then right where he does the power up, he pulls his head back at the very height of the animation. We'll pull the actual head down just a little bit so it stays on the body. It stays a little bit more aligned. So at the very bottom, it's in the very same spot. And then as he pulls his head down, he reaches back, head rears back, and we're at the very height of our animation, right? He's looking up at the sky, hands are outstretched. I'm going to play with it just right about there. Neck swivels with the sniper flinch. That's about right, yeah. Sniper flinch is a myth. You didn't know that? What's happening, Dan? Yep. We're gonna take the. I mean, the VOD will be available, but I'll put it up on YT too, so it'll be a little bit more available. Right there. He looks up. And then let's grab these first 3 keyframes. Let's copy. And then at the 3-second mark, we'll pull him back down as if he's, back in position. All right, let's pull those out to about 3.5, 3.7 seconds. And then we'll extend the length of the head being all the way back. So let's copy those middle keyframes and paste them so the head stays like cocked back a little bit longer. You see how that looks right about there? The head comes back and you see it pauses. Now here's a little bit of a magic for you right here. You're going to go back to that last frame and at the very base where it goes back down, right there. You're going to add a little bit of rotation back. Very, very slight. About that much. Not too much. It's going to scroll back even slower. There we go. That might be even too much. Let's go ahead and let's hit Control Z or Command Z. Let's move it back maybe 1. There we go. About 2 degrees. like that. Let's take a look at it again. Now let's move our keyframes, the last one's a little bit further out. It looks a little bit more smooth. I want that lightning charge to happen right about there. Back to his ass. I think that's in a pretty good spot right there. I like where that's at. And man, also remember, make sure you're copying the first set of keyframes and the last set of keyframes at the very beginning and end. So you want the animation to be in the same spot so it looks seamless on the actual on the playthrough. Mighty May, welcome to the Horde, Coffee Hot, Beard, Epic, Sketchy. You want that seamless animation. You want to keep it as seamless as possible. Thanks, Mighty. We're doing a little tutorial because we hit a stream goal a couple days ago. We hit 300 subs, so we're putting together a little tutorial for you guys. A little bit of Q&A. So you guys got any questions? Let me know. Again, the VOD will be up, and I'll take the VOD and upload to YouTube so you guys can go through it step by step. If you're a patron, exclamation Patreon, you'll get access to this file, this animation, and you know how I broke it down from pieces and parts. So when I go into the AE file and play with it, you can. Looking good. All right. Let's go to the very beginning. Now we're going to add a little bit of motion to the head, a little bit more motion. So we got our head here. I'm going to add a little bit of motion up and down. So let's grab our position here. Let's move it in a little bit and just add a little bit of motion down just to give it a little bit more. I guess we would just move down just a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too high. Let's see how that looks. Oh no, maybe that didn't look good. Let's go ahead and drop that out. Let's look at it without that. Now let's grab our last set of keyframes and move them out a little bit more. Start from the beginning. There we go. I think the head was coming back down too fast. Alright, let's grab all of our frames here. Right click or hit F9. Keyframe Assistant. Easy ease. And let's smooth those out. Let's play. I know a bunch of people here. Really? Did you bring them here? Should I blame you? Now see how that smoothed out that herky jerky motion. Easy ease makes that a little bit easier to play with. All right. Now we got eye movement, we got head movement. Now let's do a little bit of motion with the ribbons on his hat. Oh, the feathers. Let's go to the very first keyframe. Let's grab our puppet pin at the very top. Let's puppet pin. Oh, let's go to the. Where's the head at? Should be the very base here, right? Did I name it yet? I didn't name it. So let's name this head base. Let's grab our puppet pin. And let's just kind of put pins around the actual frame of his face. You want to pin them down where you want things to not move that or move. So right now I'm just pinning down all the points I kind of want to keep in the same place first. So I'm pinning all those down first. And then once I've pinned down everything I don't want to move, I start pinning down the things I do want to move. Alright, now I don't want those parts to move whatsoever. So now I'm going to grab our pen tool and grab the parts I do want to move. Alright, now let's go to our head layer, head base layer, and hit U. That's going to bring up all your keyframes now. All your puppet pins. And I made quite a bit. And you make a bunch because you want a lot of it not to move. Generally. Now, I'm going to start at the very beginning. And then I'm going to move these layers out to about 1 second. And I'm going to just take the ribbon and kind of just toy with them a little bit. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to flare this out. I'm going to flare that out. And I'm going to copy the base, the first 6 points. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to move out about 1 second. And I'm going to paste. I'm going to make this very, very simple. I'm going to do it at 1 second intervals. So let's do that. We got that first one set up. Let's move to the very last layer and paste those into place so we know where they're going to be at. Or not. Okay, let's go here, right here, right? Yeah, copy, paste. There we go. Okay, let's go to our movement. The first 5 that or 6 that we moved. Copy. Coming about 3 seconds. Well, we'll do it at 3.5 or 3.7. Let's grab our ones that are static in the center. Let's move to the very center at the height of the animation. Let's line that up. Let's kind of play with the middle section here. We try to keep them equidistant. That looks about right. Now we got a little bit of motion in the actual, like, the movement of the feathers on his head. How separate? How do you know how to separate all the moving parts? You have to have an idea of animation you want. You're drawing that character, right? Actually, in the first part of the tutorial we did yesterday, I took a picture I had already drawn, and then I showed you how to take a picture that is any kind of picture and just separate it and fill in the parts you want to add later on. So you kind of want to think about what you want to have moving in the animation beforehand, but that won't stop you from moving everything as you go. So I kept it all in one piece, and I went in and cut it up step by step. So I'll show you to cut up an actual already done illustration and add the parts and pieces you want to add. So we did that yesterday, but I'm gonna put that at the beginning of this tutorial as well, of how you cut up a picture you want to just animate yourself. You can take just any piece of, like, you can take a comic book character, like on a comic page, put it into Photoshop, and cut it up to animate very easily. And that looks really good. I've only moved it up. I moved some pieces up and some pieces down. Now the same thing we did with, like, everything else. You guys know what we're going to do next. We're going to stop. We're going to select. Oops. We're going to select all our keyframes here, and we're going to right click or F9, easy ease. Let's take a look at that with the it eased up. Make an animation. I'm animating a little character we did a couple days ago. I use scale. So what I did was like I moved up the and anime. Don't worry, this is going to be recorded, so I'm going to put it out on YouTube as well. But I use scale. I unlinked it and just scaled it from, is it the y-axis? I scaled from top to bottom by moving around the key points. Now you see there's like a little bit of a jerky animation happening there somewhere. Right. There's like something like weird happening at the very beginning. Let's take a look at that again. Yeah, you see like this little like a little bump on his left cheek. There's something that happened in there. I'm not sure what. Let's take a look at that again. Right there, it kind of just jerks out. So let's find out what happened on that frame. Which puppet pin is that? What up, Jay? Hey, what's happening, Mags? Good morning. Mags, thanks so much for the 6 months support and helping keep the coffee hot, keep me dousing the finest beard balm money can buy, and keeping the lights on. Let's play that again. There's like a little bit of like a jump in there. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, it kind of puffs back out like it doesn't match. So it's not that one. It's this one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Not that. That should be one that stays in place, actually. Why is that one moving? Oh, yeah, let's copy. Let's delete that. That shouldn't be moving at all. That shouldn't be moving at all. Fouts! Fouts with 31 months support. How you doing, Fouts? Thanks so much for helping keep the coffee hot, keeping me dousing the finest beard balm money can buy, and keeping the lights on. There's a rogue puppet pin down there. I'm glad I found it. All right, let's play again. That should have fixed it. Wrestling with my dog. Mags, how have you been? It's been a little bit of time. You staying safe out here? Let me take my medic. I don't think I took my medication this morning, actually. I think I was just in a rush when I left out. Okay, much better. I just kind of missed a puppet pin. I don't know where it went. Alright. You get a little bit of motion now. Let's go to our head base. Let's close that window down. Okay, there's our left and our right. So let's go ahead and rename these. Like our feather pauldrons. Let's rename pauldron L and pauldron R. Now for these, I don't want to put too much motion on. So what we're going to do is a little bit of puppet pin movement on these. So let's turn our head base off for a second so we can take a look at these. Let's move our left pauldron in us a little bit. And let's add some puppet pins to this. So let's put a puppet pin at the base and on the tips. Oops. Let's move back to keyframe 0 first. Now let's add our puppet pins in. And let's go to our pauldron R. And we'll put puppet pins on the base and sides of those. Alright. So let's go back to L. Hit U. It's going to bring up all your puppet pins. And the same thing you did before with the other frames, we're going to try to match the height, which is about, let's turn our head back on to see what we got here. They all kind of went up and stopped about there. It's about where we stopped it at. The motions for the little feathers on his hat to kind of move up. So let's grab our puppet pin on our left pauldron, and we're going to move those up. You can move them up and out if you want to. It all depends on how you want to play with it. And we'll do the same thing for the right. Go to our pauldron right, hit U. And we'll move these up. Up and out. So that should give us this. Alright, let's copy and paste those first 3 frames at about the 2-second mark. Or 2.5. Oh, let me see. How many did I do? I think I did 5. Yeah, we'll put that in the center. Oops. This is the keyframes, not the actual piece. Center. And then we'll do the first 2 ones down here. We'll copy and paste. Alright, let's move it to the very last frame and we'll paste those in as well. Make sure you do it for the other pauldron. So make sure the first frames and the last frames match to keep the animation seamless. And a half. My partner and I were very sick for a month straight, not due to the virus thing though. Yeah. What's up, DOK? How's it going? Let's go to our middle frames. Let's move those a little bit so they kind of match up a little bit. Let's copy those and kind of drop those in like around the same time. So I'm taking our second set of keyframes and just copying and pasting them in. Well, let's keep doing that. Copy, paste. There we go. So let's take a look how that looks all together. Now that has a lot more motion to it. It looks a lot more natural. He actually has power moving around with it. See, everything's back normal for the most part, except for I'm on at 10:30 in the morning. About to be noon. Most importantly, let's save. Let's save. Store graphics. New folder. Osiris animation. Osiris animation. Save. Early, yeah. Well, I was supposed to do this last night, but, you know, everything kind of fell apart. Save. Very important. Very, very important. Alright, let's grab our keyframes here that we've animated. Let's grab them all. Let's easy ease. Let's go down to our other pauldron. Grab all our keyframes. Easy ease. Let's go to the very beginning of our animation. Hit play, let it render out for a second. Messenger whisper of a little GIF animation for feedback? Sure! Hit us, Jody. Finish a project and you go to save and it's still called Untitled? Yeah, exactly. You have some projects till the week, Jay. Are you up because it's like Friday? Friday night? Saturday morning? What's happening, Nancy? So many details. You're the best at this. A beast at this. On this. I mean, I learned from Fix. Fix is like he's a monster at After Effects. I'm just showing you guys the basics of this. It looked complex because there's so many moving pieces and parts. But once you learn how to move one piece, putting together is like not that hard. Division 2? Yeah. Let's take a look at Jody's work right quick. Oh, that's going to load in. Thanks, Inca. Hey! That looks really good. It's a good clean animation. The heart is really smooth. I like that a lot. Did you do the drawing as well? All right. We're here. Let's go back to our first keyframe. Let's.
Surprise, motherfucker!
I'm surprised. Dan, thanks so much for the host. Let's close up the pauldrons. And let's move down to our next piece and part. Alright. So now we're going to start animating the arms. So what we're going to do now is... I'm going to start a new null. New null object. And we're going to start renaming some of these parts. So... let's rename this to right hand, or hand right. We'll rename that to forearm right. And that is body. So that'll just be body. Or torso. We're going to take our left and right arm, our right hand and right forearm, and whip to our new null. Null 3. Let's actually rename the null to right arm. So we're going to name that to right arm. Let's whip those to right arm. And let's whip our right arm to body at the very top. J-Man, thanks so much for the 18 months support. Helping to keep the coffee hot, keep me dousing the finest beer bomb money can buy, keeping the lights on. Sadly, I can't draw. I think the artist's name is Miyu. Well, it looks really good. Looks really good. How long did it take you to do the animation? The little heart was like the crowning piece of that. Sphinx. Streamer. He's a streamer. He's on Twitter too. SVIIX. I learned from Sphinx on Twitch. Like, he showed me a lot of stuff. He has a Discord too. He streams very seldomly now though. You should definitely check him out. Like, he is a much more advanced animator in After Effects than I am. But he taught me all the basics of this. What up, Roland? Alright, now let's go down to our right arm. And let's grab our pan behind, which is the anchor point, and let's move it to the very top of the shoulder right here. And let's open up transform. Let's go to frame 0. And let's click on rotation and scale. So at the very beginning, I want to move my hands all the way up at the height of this animation at the very point here. So let's take that marker tool, I'm sorry, what is it called? The time indicator, and move it to the height of the animation, which is 2.5 seconds. I'm going to rotate the hand up. Right about there. Then I want it to come down much faster than it goes up. I'm going to move that back down. I'm going to move that scale. I'm going to move that rotation. I'm going to copy that first rotation keyframe. Copy, paste. So it comes down back into position much faster. So the hands kind of go up and keep rising slowly. And then at the very top, it comes back down when he comes back down from that animation. And another for the animation. Nice. Oh yeah, you can apparently. Yeah. That's how you keep all the pieces and parts on one movement. So if you like, you can actually parent whip the nulls to nulls, so you can have a bunch of parts connect to the head null, connect that head null to your body null, which gives you your overall bouncing animation, and keep the arms, legs, and everything else connected to the actual body null. But you can actually move the hands, arms on one null as well. Yo! Speak of the man himself, and so shall he appear. Sphinx is the main man who taught me how to do all the basics in After Effects. Sphinx, how you doing, boss? Rhetoric, thanks so much for giving the tier 1 sub to Sphinx. A lot of work to do. How about you? Same. We hit a big stream goal a couple days ago, and I said if we hit 300 subs, I'll do an animation of this. We hit it within like 25 minutes, so I was like, I guess we're doing this. Work in 3D, and even then I don't do much animating, just modeling. What up, Fluffy Iron? So we got that first. We got the right arm on a rotation, and we got it coming back down. Let's change the size here. Let's scale it up to about 1.05. Yeah, 105, and then we'll, if I can type, let's type in 105. And when it comes back down, we'll drop it back down to 100. Alright. Now, since we got the right arm on a null and it's swinging up, you see it gets a little bit bigger as the hand comes up. And then comes back down to about 100%. Very, very subtle. What's happening, lady? Be careful what you say. Alright. Now, let's go to our... Let's go to, yeah, our right hand. And let's play with the animation a little bit here. Let's just let's easy ease these first frames. So let's easy ease. Let's go down to our first frame. Let's grab our anchor point tool and drop it at the wrist. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go to our hand. There we go. Grab the anchor point, put it at the wrist, the base of the wrist. Let's play with the rotation. Just the rotation, actually. So the hand's down. Let's pull the rotation down a little bit. Let's go to our full burst up. Let's turn the hands in. And we'll bring that back down to our... Yes, I'm still listening, YouTube. It's okay, I'm still here. So I'm copying the middle animation here. Let's drop that down here. Let's paste. Let's grab our first frame, copy, and paste about the 4-second mark. So it's going to be a little bit off kilter from the rest, everything else. So what we're going to do is make sure the first frame and the last frame match as best we can. Well, not best we can. We just copy and paste the first and last frame into place. So make sure it's nice and even and subtle. You know what? I'm gonna move that last frame all the way down. Oh, let's move to the last frame. I think we move to the last frame to look a little bit more smooth. Alright. Now let's go ahead and easy ease all these frames. For the hand. And the form doesn't really need any animation actually because it's kind of stiff. I could add more articulation into there, but I didn't. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. Let's rename that layer to belt. Rename belt. What's this? Rename cord. Belt cord. Is there more music here, or it's a bunch of dead space in there? The torso's not going to move. What we're going to do to the torso is add a little bit of expansion to the chest as if it's breathing, but we won't do like major animation to it. So let's do our drop down. Let's transform. Let's go to our first keyframe. Let's hit the scale keyframe. Let's unlink it. Let's go to about 1.5 seconds. And we'll breathe in. So we'll do just pull it in a little bit. Actually pull it out. Let's pull it out. Yeah. But you see it looks kind of weird. It's like on the wrong, it's not in the wrong, but the anchor points in a strange spot. Let's bring the anchor point to the center. Let's go to the 1.5 mark again. Now let's play with the expansion. So we'll do 107, like 107, 105. Let's do 105. Let's keep it simple. Everyone knows where 105 is at for everything else we've been doing. Copy the first frame, go to the end, paste. Let's go to our center mark here. We'll paste that as well. And then we'll grab the middle, which is the expansion keyframe, and move it to about the center of those two keyframes and paste. And we should have like a little bit of breathing there, a little bit of expansion in the chest as it goes up and out. We'll let that render for a second. Now I see his body is like his breathing is happening there as he goes up and down. I'm gonna let that run for a second. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. I'll be right back, guys. And we're back. Hit the hay though. All right, Jay, take it easy, boss. Get some sweet rest. All right, let's keyframe. Let's easy ease those. Sorry, let's easy ease those keyframes. F9 if you're on your keyboards, or just right click. Easy ease. Hey, Zuya. Let's see how that looks real quick. I'm kind of regretting not cutting that forearm off from the bicep now, but you live and you learn. Okay, let's go. Let's close the drop down for that. Let's close that drop down. Let's move to our belt. And let's actually match the torso scaling with the belt scaling. Let's go to keyframe 0, keyframe scale. Let's move our anchor point into the center of the belt. Let's move our composition to the center so we can see what we're doing here. And let's just match up 105. So let's do 105. Oh, the scaling. Let's unlink it first. Then click 105. Let's make the base wide to at 102. Let's have it move up and down a little bit. All right, let's copy our first keyframe. Move to the last frame 5 or the 5 second mark. We'll paste that. We'll go to the center and paste that as well. And we go to our second keyframe here, which is the expansion, which is 105, 102. We'll copy that, and we'll match it up to the torso right there, and we'll paste. And then we'll grab all these, and you guessed it, easy ease. Let's go to the beginning and paste and play. What's happening, Nora? Oh, yeah. I'm down to my last little bit of Aztec Reserve right now from King's Coast. It's time to make another order already, believe it or not. Now you see how it looks like everything's in line a little bit too much. The feathers and the breathing's almost synced up a little bit too much. Let's play with that a little bit. Let's grab our 2 frames here. Let's move them up just a little bit out of sync. And we'll move these over a little bit. And we'll move these over a little bit so they're not perfectly in sync. This 2 in sync, it looks a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. So we're just going to desync the breathing just a little bit. Just a little bit. You see how that just minor motion right there kind of just gave it a little bit more like a little bit more personality. Alright, let's close our torso layer and let's play with our belt and belt cord. So we got the belt. Can I just click this, please? There we go. Open our drop downs. Now, let's go to our belt layer and we'll drop a couple puppet pins on it. We'll do it right there. And all I'm going to do is just grab go to our first keyframe at 0 seconds. I'm going to grab the very end of the belt and the very center of the belt. And what we're going to do is kind of make a smooth snake animation without using any plugins. Let's knot off at the belt as well, at the very knot. So at 1.2 seconds, I'm going to move the middle part up. Oh, let's go back. Let's make sure everything's pinned down because some things are moving around. All right, let's move up to our about 2 seconds. Let's move our middle bump up. This one down. And that one can kind of stay in place. And then we'll move that to about 4 seconds. We'll swing that one up and swing that one down. Let's hit U on our belt. Let's copy the first 2 keyframes and we'll paste in the very last spot like we do always to make sure it matches up. And we'll see how that looks all together. Now you can tell the belt isn't perfect, but it has motion to it. It isn't perfect, but it has a little bit of motion to it. Let's move these middle keyframes to the center a little bit. Give them a little bit more even spacing. A little bit more even spacing. All right, let's. We're grab those pepper pen keyframes and easy ease them. So I'm only moving 2 points basically. I want everything else to stay in place. Let's see how that smooths out a little bit. Alright. Let's close up this drop down first. Let's grab our belt cord and let's grab a pepper pen on that. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to our first animation, our first keyframe, I'm sorry. And let's hit U. See our pins. Make sure they're back on the first layer, the first frame. Let's copy those first frames and bring it to the last frame. Now let's start manipulating these puppet pins a little bit. So we got it down at the very base. When it comes up, we'll have this one go down, this one go up and out a little bit. And then we'll have that go up. We'll have that come down a little bit and whip down. We'll give this one a little bit more life. Well, let's take a look at that. What up, Tico? Let's see how that looks. Alright, let's grab these frames and easy ease them. I have a podcast. I'm interviewing black streamers offering content like this. Love to have you as a guest. I'd love to be on it. I'd love to be on your podcast. Just let me know when, because I'm forgetful. You guys send me a lot of reminders because I'm forgetful as hell. Fair warning. Fair warning. Let's desync these a little bit. Let's move that up over a little bit. About the reminder I was going to remind you about. Exactly. Did you get that memo about the TPS reports? That's me. Yeah, no, I got it. But I just forgot about it. Yeah, we're changing the cover sheets and the TPS reports. Yeah, no, I'm on top of it. Let's go to our first keyframe here. Let's drop that down. I feel like it looks like it needs to be down there somewhere. Let's erase our last keyframes. Let's just copy our first ones and move them over to the last frame again. I feel like it looks like it's a little bit out of place. Details. Thanks. I look forward to our conversation. Faux show. There's like a bunch of just blank spots in this playlist. Yeah, there are a bunch of them. All right, we got our belt animated. We're making some progress here, y'all. All right, but now let's do our new null layer. New null, and we'll call this one right arm. Nope. Left arm. Left arm. Rename left arm. Not Arn. Arma. Arma. There we go. Left arm. All right. Now let's take our hand form. Yeah, hand and forearm. All right. Let's whip these to the left arm. And then we'll take our left arm null and we'll whip that to body at the very top. So let's go back to the very top and whip that to body. Now for this one, let's grab our anchor point tool and move that to the very base of the shoulder, which is right about there. Open up our drop downs. Let's go to our keyframe at the very, let's go to our frame 0. Let's keyframe scale and rotation. And then let's open up our right arm actually, so we can take a look at where the keyframes were at. All right. I'm gonna match it up right about there. And all we're gonna do now is basically just kind of play a little bit of a matching game. A little bit of a matching game. Let's turn our rotation up as well. And then right there, I'm going to replace the last rotation frame with the first rotation frame. So there. So now they match up. When the hands come up and they come back down, they'll be in sync. Now let's add our scale to 105. And then we'll copy our first keyframe and paste in the spot with our last keyframe. Easy ease. This one's going to be easy because we're just basically mirroring our left and right arms. A Spotify playlist that's entirely copyright free, meant to streamers and YouTubers. Yeah, send it over, Zuya. Patreon and how to separate all the segments. Yeah, the file will be on Patreon, but this whole entire this entire thing will be on YouTube. So the file, all the parts and pieces will all be in a Patreon folder. Where do you want the link? Send it to me on Twitter. All right, now let's mess with our wrist. Oh, let's rename that to right to left hand. Serinia, welcome to the Horde Coffee Hot Beard Epic Sketchy. left hand, left forearm. Let's drop down for our left hand, transform, go to our first frame here, and let's grab our anchor point, and let's move our anchor point to the very base of the wrist, like before. See where we're going to do our pivoting at. And let's close up our right arm, and let's open up our right hand. Now, since we already did our right hand for the animation, we're going to do almost the exact same thing. So let's keyframe our rotation at the very beginning. Come to 1 second. I thought I moved this already. What happened? Uh-oh. What did I move here? I think I moved the wrong thing. Oh, no big deal. Let's go back down to our left hand. Let's move our anchor point. Keyframe rotation. Move to 1 second. And we're going to turn the rotation down a little bit. And then right there, we're going to turn our rotation in. And come back down. And then we'll grab our first keyframe back here, copy, go to frame 5, and paste. How you doing, Serenia? What's up, good guy? Thank you, Zuya. Let's grab our frames here. Oops. Let's grab our frames. Here we go. Easy ease. Now let's actually drop our resolution down to about 1/3, so we can actually get a smoother playthrough. The more pieces and parts you add, the slower things go. Let's do a quick save. Go back to the beginning, hit play. We're doing the second half of the tutorial now, since everything bugged out on me last night. I just dropped the resolution down so it goes a bit smoother. This is 1/3 resolution. This will help you see the animations faster as well. Alright. I don't know what that was. Let's stop. Let's close down that drop down. What's this? Alright, that's our... Let's rename that to robe right. And we'll start naming these parts as we go down now. This will be rename left. Oh no. Leg R. Rename thigh R. Rename thigh L. Rename groin. Rename leg R. Oh, that didn't name that right. This is groin. And that is robe left. And that is robe behind. And this is our shadow. Rename shadow. Let's easy ease our shadow frames down here. Alright, now let's go back up. So we got roll bar. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab our let's do our drop down for the robe. I'm surprised. Yo, what up, Geo? Geo, thanks so much for the host. Let's transform. Now let's grab our anchor point and put it at the very base of the robe so we can rotate it right there. Let's grab our keyframes. Let's go to rotation. And we're going to do a very, very slight rotation for this. So at the very beginning, I'm going to have it turn down. And then at about 2.5 seconds, I want to have it turned up and out. And then we'll just match that frame at the very end. What's happening, Geo? How was your stream, boss? Let's easy ease and play. Fun, how I like it. What were you up to? Catching up? I'll be catching up forever at this point. I got like 88 quests open. I've been flawless twice, but I got 88 quests open. See where my priorities are at. Alright, it's looking good. Let's go back to the beginning and let's grab our puppet pins and let's pin down all the parts we don't want to move. Which is basically just, you know, those pieces actually. Let's grab our coattail ends and let's kind of just play with the animation here. Let's go to 1.2 seconds and let's kind of just turn things down. As it goes up, we'll go to 2.5. We'll pull them down a little bit more. Actually, it's kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, let's go back to there. Oh, let's open up our Let's hit U on that. Okay, here we go. That one's a little bit out of place. Let's move that back up. Alright. So that one scrolls down, comes up, and then it comes back down. Alright. Let's grab those 3 puppet pins. Let's copy. Let's paste. And then they go up. Then I'll have them come back down again. So let's grab those. Paste. And we'll grab those and paste. What up, Juice Box? Like a little bit of a weird animation right there at the very height. I think that goes up a little bit too much. Let's have it kind of go back in. All right, let's keyframe. Let's easy ease all these together. Let's play. Mad confused, but I'm sure it's one of those things where once you get it, it's easier. Yeah, I'm doing it piece by piece for the tutorial and answering questions live, so this will all be up on YouTube when we're done, and the files will be on Patreon, so people can like take a look at the file and open it up and play with it. Let's play with that, these little bit right here. Let's move it up a little bit faster. See how that looks. Okay, let's move that so when the event happens at the very top, it'll drop back down like it's losing power. That's why I love Patreon. Not those tier 12 nudes I've been putting up. Tier 12 patrons get the nudes. The nudes and the lewds. There's no lewds and nudes. Alright, let's close that off. Let's take a look at the... Let's actually animate the left robe and the back robe first. So let's go to our first one. Let's open up our right robe. And let's go and play with our rotation here on our left robe. So let's go to our first frame. Hit our left robe. Let's go to keyframe rotation. Let's go to the very peak. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back to the first one first. Let's go to our first frame. Let's grab our anchor tool and put it, where we want the rotation to happen at first. Go to 2.5 frames, or 2.5 seconds in the actual piece, and we'll turn that up as well. And then we'll come back to here and we'll copy the first frame and paste in the last spot. So now we have this motion. Let's grab those frames. Easy ease. Let's save. Now let's put our puppet pins in on our left robe. We'll put them on the little edges there. And we're going to kind of mess with the frames here a little bit. So we got that going up. Let's pull ours down as well on this side. Let's go out here, and they arc up a little bit. And come back down suddenly. We'll pull those down. And the last frame will just be us copying and pasting those over. So let's go down and copy those first 3 frames and paste. Let's grab these all together and easy ease like we've been doing for the entire thing. And let's go to the beginning and let's hit play. Is there ever an instance where you don't easy ease the keyframes? I always hear them say it in other tutorials too. If you want a smoother animation, only thing I don't easy ease is kind of like I think I easy ease almost everything, because it keeps it from looking so herky jerky. You don't really want herky jerky animations. You want to keep it smooth. I mean, if you want to keep it like mechanical, you can keep it. You can turn it off or not turn it on. That is an option. All right. Now that we got that done, get our left robe done. Let's go to our robe behind, and we kind of see that we had a little bit of a spot where it's like you can see like a little bit of our handiwork here. It's kind of like a little bit revealed under there. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. What was I doing? Robe behind. Let's go ahead and keyframe the scale. Turn up the chain link there. And then when it comes out to there, let's scale it. Oh. Let's spread the scale wide. Actually, you know what? Why am I scaling it? Let's not scale. Let's just go ahead and drop some puppet pins on it. This way you can like just manipulate it how we want to. And right there where it's like getting all weird, we'll just stretch that part out. And we'll pull that part down. And then we can just kind of, yeah, that'll work just fine. Let's hit U. Let's copy our first 2 frames. Our first 3 frames, go to our last one and hit paste, and let's see how that looks. Spine 2D. I'm showing everybody how to do this without actually adding any plugins first. So I'm just showing everybody how to use the base set for After Effects without adding in like any plugins that aren't available. I don't think Spine 2D is built in, is it? No? I don't think it is. That's a plugin, right? The giveaway today? What giveaway? Oh, the Free Mo Friday? Yeah, tonight. We'll do it tonight. It's the whole program? I don't know. I don't use Spine 2D. Not yet, anyway. It's in After Effects? It's Spine 2D in After Effects? Alright, let's smooth that out. Easies. All right. Robes all set. Now we can start messing with our legs. So let's close these drop downs here. So let's clean our space a little bit. Now let's make a new null object. And we'll call this... rename leg right. And we'll take our thigh and leg and whip it to leg right. And we'll take our leg right and whip it to, oops, whip it to body. Let's go above our leg here. Let's make a new null object. And we'll call this one leg right. Oh, leg left, sorry. Rename leg left. Let's take our thigh and... where's our left leg at? Thigh left? Did I name these weird? I did. So that's leg L, not leg. There we go. I don't know my left from my right. Let's whip that to actually just rename everything. Let's leg left and rename leg right. I'm taking a break. All right, Jody. It's right, you're left. I named the arms to the left, though. So I want to make sure they're all on the same side. So looking at the left side and the right side of the piece. No, don't go in the trash, baby. Don't go in the trash. You okay, Chunkin? You're okay. Now let's grab our right null and whip that to the body as well. Let's make sure I didn't mess anything up in between. Alright, it's all in one piece still. Alright. Now let's go to our... thigh left. And let's whip our left leg to our thigh left. and we'll whip our right leg. Hold up, let me see. Let me make sure I got these right. I'm confusing the hell out of myself right now. Okay, this is a whip to the right leg. Alright, here we go. My dog confused the hell out of me for a second. Alright, and we'll whip that to the thigh. Alright, there we go. We're back on track. So, let's go to our left leg and our left thigh. Let's go to the very first frame and let's grab our anchor point for our right thigh or left thigh. And let's put that at the very base here. Let's go to our left leg and put it at the very knee joint. Now, let's go in about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, and we're going to take our left leg no layer and grab our anchor point and pull it down to the base of the groin as well. And what we're going to do now is transform, go back to the very beginning, hit rotation on the keyframe, go to 2.5 seconds, I'm going to rotate it up, and then we're going to go to our left leg, transform. Let's go back to about 1.5 seconds, keyframe the rotation, come back in here to the very top of the animation at 2.5 seconds, and turn that in as well. And we should get something like a little bit of that arm moving up and head moving up and comes back down. Now the knee raises up as he's about to like pose a little bit of a power pose. You can even like turn that up a little bit more actually. Let's rotate that up a little bit more and we'll turn this in a little bit more as well. Alright. Let's copy the first frame for our left leg on our null. Our first keyframe. Let's move it in to about 1 second. So we'll start the animation there. So static. And then it pulls the knee up. Now let's go to our very first frame here and go to the very last one. Paste it so it goes back into place. And then we'll grab our first one for our leg on the rotation. We'll copy that and we'll paste it. So it goes up. Big powerful charge. And then the leg comes down. But let's bring that leg down much faster. Let's bring it down to about 3 seconds. We'll paste that in. And then we'll bring this down. Oops. And paste it in as well. So I'm going back to my null layer and it's bringing the leg down much faster. So what we should see is like a little bit a charge up and then the leg comes down. Let's move that so it comes down much faster though. So let's grab those 2 keyframes. Let's move them in. So I want it to pop up and I want it to shoot back down powerfully. Right there. Now, let's make the legs like shoot down and like pop down into place. So let's, if anybody's ever seen the Stormcaller animation, the legs kind of go up in the air as it charges up like a bolt, and the arms kind of pop, the legs kind of pop down at the same time. So let's rotate the knee out and the leg down more. I need some updates from the con artist. Hey, what up, Tipsy? How you been, boss? Let's take a look at how it looks now. Still a little bit too slow. Let's go. Let's speed it up a little bit more. That looks good. That looks good. Pop right down. Let's move it a little bit faster. It's a touch faster. Just on lockdown and all. Gov says potentially another 70-day lockdown. Yeah. Maybe the governors can get their shit together and lock down their states, and we can stop going through this hellscape. Maybe. 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 Pop it and lock it. There we go. Someone doing trials on a cure? I mean, they haven't been doing that for a while, though. It won't be ready for like another 6 months. Safely. Flocking to Hawaii? What? Somebody flew down today. They had a spring breakers go to Texas. Everyone on the plane got sick. Everybody on the plane got sick. That's best case scenario. At this rate. I'm glad people are starting to take it seriously, even though it's like way too fucking late to be. I mean, it's not too late, but it's taking it seriously. Much too late for my liking. The Fade approves fast tracking all the clinicals? Yeah. He's not listening to any of my advice, but he's doing okay at the moment. He's like, oh, if I die, I die. I'm like, I can't visit your funeral. Or if you get sick, I can't visit. I can't. Me and the lady are both have autoimmune diseases. We can't go to the hospitals. Unless it's a fucking emergency. Stay at home? Yeah. So that's what my dad's doing. Not heeding any of my advice. And the sad part is my sister works at Wayne State at the hospital. I think she would have warned him a little bit better than that. Like, she has a PhD in micro and macrobiology. Allow visitors at the moment? Yeah. And if he dies, I can't visit his funeral. It's a sad thought, but I told him I can't visit. I mean, all right. Let's close down our left leg and let's start playing with our right leg. All right, let's grab our anchor tool. Let's put it on the point we want to have the swivel happen at. Let's go to our right thigh. Do the same thing. Let's go to our right leg and drop it on the knee. Let's open up our rotation, and we'll just kind of mimic the rotation of the left leg. Stop playing with me. Let's save. Let's let's take our rotation here. Let's copy. Let's paste. Let's pull the rotation up. Whee! I guess we got to pull this leg in front now. You see those layers are kind of going behind each other. Let's take our left leg pieces and let's pull them up a little bit. Let's pull them above the left leg. All right, there we go. So our right leg's on top now. There we go. All right, let's keep turning it. That's fucking horrifying. All right, let's put it back down. All right, let's turn it up a little bit, and then let's go to our right thigh. Let's open the transform. Let's grab a. Oh yeah, let's move our legs back into place. Actually, let's mess around with our frames a little bit. We'll bring that back down to that position. So let's turn it down. Okay. I could have sworn the rotation was not right there a minute ago, right? Why does it look so odd all of a sudden? Oh. That's why. Alright. And we'll pull that back up slowly. By staying home, working from home, I've been fortunate for that I've been employing those that have to continue to work to survive. So it doesn't negatively impact our economy, so those parts to eat and stay home. Yeah. Yeah! What's up, Doc? Texting me trying to gaslight me into reaching out to them more because Corona has made it their tiny middle of nowhere town in Kentucky. Sitting there going, no shit is going to kill all three of y'all if y'all in that house if you catch it. Yeah. No one's immune. Alright, let's start playing with the knee now. Let's start playing with the knee. Where is the... There we go. Transform. Let's go to the very beginning. Let's keyframe rotation. Let's kind of turn it out a little bit. As it comes up, we'll pull that in. .5. Let's move that down a little bit. Move it up a little bit, I guess. And we'll move that back into place. Right there. What's up, baby? You okay? Do you need to go potty? Is that it? Gotta go potty? Yeah? Okay. Appreciate you watching anime on Osiris. Thanks. I'm gonna let this play on rotation a bit while I run the doggo outside because she has to go potty. So you guys can check it out what we got so far, and I'll be back in one moment.
God damn it! This is a raid! I can't see, you can't see. So what? All that matters is can the fucking horse see? That's a raid!
And we're back.
Hey!
What did I miss?
Come here.
Hey, have fun. Thanks so much for the raid. How you doing, boss? Reaper Core, welcome to Horde. Have fun. How was your stream? How you doing, Crush? Crush Wax? Yeah, she had to go potty. How you doing? Let's easy ease those frames. Now let's go back up to our head frame and let's do a little bit of let's play with the actual motion of the head. So right now I think it can match the legs a little bit better. So when they actually pop, like burst out that that head movement, you can actually pop it back a little bit stronger. So let's move it to right there. Oh, it's going pretty good. Just working on the live tutorial. Before I had to go to adding like special effects to it, just kind of just tweaking it a little bit more and more. Let's erase these. Let's erase the scale. How was your stream? What were you up to? I saw the Animal Crossing piece you did to warm up with. Alright, now we're going to start moving away from the basics. The basics takes you pretty far. I'm going to start adding some expressions from Animation Composer, which you can get for free. They have a couple of effect presets in there you can use. And I'm going to add a little bit of scale. Not scale, I'm going to add a little bit of a wiggle to some of this. A little bit of a shake to the actual animation. Position. Yeah, position.
Stop. It is going back on the second you start acting up.
Cool work so far. Thank you. Squirrel Blue, welcome to the Horde. Coffee Hot, Beard, Epic, Sketchy. A chill start and then sketched up a couple local concepts. Nice. Didn't get around to any animation today, sadly. Is it you do Animation Friday, right? Is that right? Here we go. I want that one. So let's bring that in right about there. Start in. And then we'll add that frame out there. Ease in, out, bounce. I'm adding a wiggle position and rotation right now. Definitely the plan wants to have my backlog shifted a bit. Yeah, my backlog is stacking right now. All right, we're in a pretty good spot with that. I like the way that is right there, actually. To change too much about it.
Lisa?
So what the logo concept for client or for yourself? But I'm catching up due to my slow month, yeah. Alright, let's add some special effects. Now, this part will be in the actual file, but you have to download Animation Composer to add these parts into the actual piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save 2 versions of this, and I'll save a second version without any Animation Composer pieces added to it. And we'll save this as special effects. So let's go to the pre-comps. They got a few different electric special effects in here. I'll just start playing with a few of those. And we'll put those the very top. This is energy, this is electricity. So let's put this at the very base. Clients both character mascots. Nice. Let's take that to the very bottom. Let's close our drop downs, clean it up a little bit. And we got it pretty much, we want that electricity to happen right about there. Right when it strikes at, right about there, 2.5 seconds. Now let's make that a little bit larger. And we'll go above everything and put it on the very top. We'll add another combo effect here. And remember, Animation Composer is a free plugin. There's just a lot of things you can buy on top of it. Let's whip that to the body. Hey, what's happening, Duchess? Just gonna throw some effects in here and there. This is where the fun comes in, at just adding the little touches at the very end. Now, see, you got these like animations going, and we got these like little motions happening.
Guys, go. 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 I'm gonna get something to eat.
Okay.
Go.
Let's add in
What?
a new solid, and this is going to help show the effect of the lightning a little bit better. Let's make it black. Okay.
I'm closing the gate for Goose.
Okay. Let's turn on our transform. Let's keyframe the opacity. We'll make it the very darkest right here. And then right before that, we'll make the opacity 0. So what I want to do is have it darken up a little bit, and then kind of, as it gets darker, the electricity goes off on a darkened screen. And then it'll get lighter again at the very end. We'll drop it down to 0. This is where a little bit the cinematic and the directorial part of like being an animator comes in. Even though I'm still a big novice. What up, Don? So strange going out now. It's my first time going somewhere in like 4 weeks. Wow. Thanks, Professor. We're just putting some finishing touches on it, just adding like a little bit of shine and shimmer. Messing with the apex right now. Now that we've got the apex set up, let's do a little bit of just some minor like motions off and on of it. Let's go to the very, okay, we're back there already. Let's add electricity right here, and we'll a little bit of a landfall there, which means we have to take this and make it much larger. Let's turn off that combo for a second. Not that one. Let's turn off that one. I might not need the combo on this one. I think if I just take the actual electricity and just make it a little bit larger. All the major parts are their own PS file. It's actually one Photoshop file, different layers. Yeah, all imported layers. Yeah. I'll be putting the whole thing up on YouTube when we're done, though, including the cleanup. Alright, noob. Thanks so much for the lurk. Alright. Oops. Let's go up to our arms. Left arm. Yes. $200 something. 200 some change.
Okay. Alright, that sounds about what the same price it would have been on Chewy. I think Chewy it would have been like 212. Did you give Bronson a Benadryl this morning?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Okay, I want to make that much smaller. Let's whip that to the left arm. There we go. Why I don't like coffee? I don't know. Coffee's made for victory, and victory isn't for everybody. ¿Cómo está, mi amigo? Notorious Lil Shaq, welcome to the Horde Coffee Hot Beard Epic Sketchy. Let's add some electricity to the... Well, let's actually just copy this one. And we'll paste it. And then we'll move to the right arm, which is up here. Okay. Let's open that up. Let's do a little rotation here. See how it looks on the arm. Yep, it's going in the same direction. Let's have it go in the opposite direction, which is, let's rotate it so it comes down the arm. Okay, let's pull that up. Let's shrink that down. Energy drinks. I don't know why. I never like coffee. Energy drinks will literally eat your organs alive. I don't fuck with energy drinks. That shit will eat your insides up. find our hands. Left hand. Let's move that. Let's scale that down. Left hand. Let's whip it to the left hand. Let's find our right hand. Just whipping it, that effect to that right hand. For what is that? This is just this is a tutorial. I'm just doing stuff live. I did the bulk of the project already. I'm just adding a couple effects that people can like find an animation composer. So I'm just we had a sub goal of 300 and we hit it within like a few minutes. So I told people I would do a animation tutorial live. This is the second part of it. Rotation.
God damn it! This is a raid! I can't see, you can't see. So what?
How you doing,
All
10?
that matters is can the fucking horse see? That's a raid!
If it isn't the man at arms. What's happening, boss? Real softness. Threshold. Drink coffee, chilling, watching your work. Word, word, word. Thanks to you. Been liking a lot. Gamma 2, welcome to the Horde. Coffee Hot, Beard Epic, Sketchy. Yes, Snug. It's super user friendly, in my opinion. Man at Arms, you out there? Unless you're stuck behind one of those ads. Lynn, thanks so much for the lurk. Might have raided and left. Oh, maybe. Maybe he had to run. Floating with the drop shadow. Yeah, we did that. That was the first animation. That's the first part of the animation we did. Only thing I want to change now is the speed of the dark, going light to dark. Let's go a little bit faster, maybe. And just take out. There's too much going on in the background. It's like a little bit overkill. A little bit overkill. Let's take out that one. Let's turn off that one too. Getting into drawing thanks to you. Got myself the XP Pen 13.6. A lot of fun learning about drawing. It's hella fun, yeah. Anybody details via your whisper? If you have a different contact, let me know. Oh, if you hit me up on Twitter, it'll be easier for me to get back in contact with you. Because the freaking whispers are, I got like whispers from a few months ago I haven't seen yet, unfortunately. If you're on Twitter, I can get through there. But if not, I'll dig through my whispers. If not, I'll dig through my whispers. All right, I think this is good. I don't see any much more I want to do to it. Anything else I think will be overkill. We can make a Discord version out of this for the Discord.